News, views, voices of the global Indian community. India abroad.
But I have to begin by saying that if my good friend Atul Keshav hates following on the heels of Dr. Panchanathan, I hate following on the heels of Dr. Panchanathan and Atul Keshav, because there is no way I'm going to be able to live up to that spontaneity and that degree of entertainment, shall I say, in the speeches that we have just heard. So let me, since I am not a retired officer and I do not have the luxury of being able to speak solely for myself, let me go largely on the basis of a more structured set of remarks that I have to share with all of you. But I must say that all these remarks are absolutely in tune with my own understanding and appreciation of where we stand in the India-US relationship today. And I must say that there is one aspect of what Ambassador Atul said in his remarks just now, and that is that from a situation where we rarely agreed, I think we have truly now come to a situation where we rarely disagree, and that is really a journey that we have made in the bilateral partnership. And for that, I think that the insights, the interventions, the advocacy, and the sheer presence of the Indian American community has a great deal to contribute. And one of the leading lights of the Indian American community has just walked in, and so glad that you are here with us today, Congressman. Can I just begin with where we are today in India? We have just completed an incredible round of general elections in India. An exercise in which about 640 million people cast their vote. Out of about 940 million, 640 million actually came out to vote and to decide on who would be leading the government of India in the upcoming 5 years. The fact that we were able to have free and fair elections in spite of the distances, in spite of the climate. We've had the most horrendous heat wave in India. We've had a lot of reasons for people to say, oh, maybe I don't need to turn up and vote. But actually, 640 million turned out and voted. And I think for that, we must give our people a big round of applause. The new government, the National Democratic Alliance government, has been sworn in just last Sunday. The new cabinet has hit the ground running, and we now have a kind of clear picture on who will be the leaders of the Indian people, the Indian government for the coming years. I would like to quote one of the US leadership, Deputy Secretary Campbell, at an event just a couple of days ago. He had described the Indian elections as the most successful democratic experiment and demonstration in modern history. And he also added that the India-US relationship has never been as close as it has been today. I would say that this is a sentiment that we absolutely echo in India. We see this relationship as being an extremely important partnership, and a partnership that has really come into its own. Just circling back one more time to the elections, this is an important milestone in our developmental journey. There have been a lot of changes in the country over the 75 odd years of our independence, and we have moved a great distance in that time. We are today the world's 5th largest economy, and we are very, very well poised, I would say, to grow into becoming the 3rd largest in the near future. We are today the world's most populous nation and also the most youthful nation, with about 50% of our 1.4 billion people being below the age of 26 years. This brings with it its own energy and dynamism, which is driving the sort of changes and the sort of innovations that you're seeing in India, including the startup revolution that is very much underway. There is also an incredible digital transformation that is taking place in India, where digital identity, digital payments, and the availability of reliable digital data have meant that around 46% of the global real-time payments are taking place in India. Cashless payments have really become the norm in India, much more than paper money or even plastics. India has taken conscious efforts to ensure that its developmental efforts are inclusive. During our presidency of the G20 last year, we took the lead in ensuring that the African Union as a body was inducted as a G20 member. Last year, we also hosted the Voice of the Global South Summit to ensure that developing countries around the world are able to make their voices heard and their concerns known. In the world that we live in today, and I think this is a world which is not free of tensions and conflicts, a very positive feature is the transformation of the India-US relationship, and that is something which both the speakers who preceded me have dwelt upon with a lot of insight and a lot of passion. And I would say that this is a true reflection of the evolution of our partnership. And here I'd like to say something which has really struck a chord with me. This is a sentiment which the External Affairs Minister of India, Dr. Jaishankar, expressed a few months ago when he was here in Washington, D.C. to a gathering of people from across various communities here in D.C. And he said that at the time when he began working on the India-US relationship many decades ago, the focus was really on managing the relationship, and today we have shifted the focus on what we can do together, what can we do, what can we achieve by working together. So we've gone from being aware of each other to being aware of each other's strengths and complementarities and the value that we bring to the table just by working together. And I think this is a very consequential shift that has taken place in perception both on the Indian side and on the US side. Today, the India-US relationship, and this is something which diplomats are very fond of saying, but I think it is true, that the India-US relationship touches virtually every aspect of human endeavor, and we are on a real clear trajectory of upward growth and prosperity for our peoples. In fact, our two governments are doing the most to match up to the expectations of the people. Whether it is trade, whether it is investment, science and technology, space, education, innovation, digital transformation, artificial intelligence, robotics, energy, the collaborative ties between our countries are aimed at meeting our shared objectives and meeting the challenges that our peoples face. As democracies, that always becomes the fundamental reason why we deal with each other. What can we do to improve the situation, the condition of our peoples? How can we meet the aspirations of our people? How can we deliver more good to the people around the world? I would say that there is a consensus across the board, both in New Delhi and in Washington, D.C., that stronger relations between India and the USA are not only in the interest of the two countries and the two peoples, but are of great impact in a very positive sense to people around the world. This is natural, I would say, given that we are the two great democracies of the world, the oldest, the largest. We both follow rule of law, we uphold rules-based international order, we have common goals of maintaining peace and stability around the world. We work together very well, both bilaterally, through smaller groupings like Quad, as well as in larger forums at UN and so on. There are a lot of challenges that we consider to be shared common challenges, whether it is terrorism, whether it is climate change, whether it is delivering a better economy for people around the world. And in this situation, how we work together will indeed make a difference. The relationship has been characterized by President Biden as one of the most consequential in the world. The values that have brought our two nations together with increased engagement, driven by strong people-to-people connections, and the vibrant Indian-American community has played such a critical role in fostering this friendship, this understanding, and this sense of confidence in what we offer to each other. And for that, I think all of you in this room and everything that the FIDS is doing has a great deal that we must compliment you all for. No matter which field, and again, I would echo my good friend Atul in saying this, that whatever field the Indian diaspora chooses to enter, we have found that they have excelled, they have earned a reputation for professionalism, for excellence, for leadership, and we are hugely proud of our diaspora. To sum up, I would like to recall what Prime Minister Modi said during his address to the joint session of Congress last year. The India-US partnership is like the sun in this new dawn that will spread light all around. I commend the Foundation for India and the Indian Diaspora Studies for all that they are doing to reinforce and further strengthen the India-US partnership, and wish them the very best in the future endeavors. Thank you all.